So there's a practice SAT question. It involves the use of a calculator. And what we have access to here is something called a two-way table. So a two-way table is a way to organize data that is nice. It can kind of be confusing if you're not careful. So if you just kind of look at this briefly, we have the top title of the table is the course, and we've got the options of Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2. And then on the other side, the title is gender, so we've got females and males. So it should be pretty straightforward how this table works. We've got the number of females in Algebra 1 listed here, the number of males in Algebra 1 listed here, and so on throughout the rest of these courses. You see total listed across the bottom here. You also see total listed down this side column. This number would be the total number of students enrolled in Algebra 1. This would be the total number of students in geometry. And then working down this column, that would be the total number of students in Algebra 2. And then if I work across this row, adding this value, and this value, that gives us the total number of females. And then we also have the total number of males. Now, this final little entry that you see right here, that is the total number of students within this sample. So if you add the number of males and females together, that gives you 310. If you add the number of students in each of these three courses together, that also totals to 310. So it's kind of nice. A lot of SAT questions are going to ask you to deal with two-way tables. They're not that difficult to deal with as long as you're careful. So if you look at the problem statement here, it's saying a group of 10th grade students responded to a survey, asked which math course they are currently enrolled in. Survey is broken down in the table shown above. We've already kind of got an idea as to how that works. It says, which of the following categories accounts for approximately 19% of all survey respondents? Now, the reason why I highlighted this right here is because they might try to throw a little bit of a curveball at you from time to time and say which represents 19% of all students in Algebra 1, or which represents 19% of all students that are female. In this case, it's 19% of all survey respondents. So all survey respondents is that total number 310. So when we're doing calculations involving percentages, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking the number from whatever the category is. And if we look at letter A here, it's females taking geometry. So the number of females taking geometry, we can look at the appropriate entry within the table and divide by the total number of people, and we actually get 0.17. That's pretty close to 19%, but we might be able to get a little bit closer. So I guess I should say that this, of course, is the decimal version of the percentage and not the actual percentage. I'd have to move the decimal over 2 places or multiply by 100 in order to turn that decimal or the rate that represents the percentage into a percentage. So I'm doing the same thing for option B here, females taking Algebra 2. So females, Algebra 2, I've already got that highlighted or circled in red. 62 divided by the total number is going to give us 20%. Males taking geometry, so find the appropriate entry. You get 0.1903, really close to 19%. Pretty likely that's going to be the answer. Double check, make sure that that final one doesn't get you to even closer to 19%. So males taking Algebra 1, so we find that entry, 44 divided by the total number. That'll be 14.19%. So our correct answer is option C.